that it's not just me, it's all of these amazing people that make up this show. It says created by me, but it is a village, it is a community, it is a family. And that also involves all the people that watch the show and talk about the show and tweet about the show or recap the show or shade the show and criticize the show. They're all a part of the ecosystem. And I don't want to do this without anybody.
I mean, when somebody offers you a gift, you should take it.
What's up, y'all? What is up? It's your girl, EJ, y'all, and we are back with our recap and review, our live discussion of The Chi. So I'm going to bring my girls on, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm sorry we were late, guys, so y'all got to forgive me for that, but I'm ready to talk about this episode. Let me go ahead and bring my girl, TAMEIKA'S Den, in the building. How are you, sweetie?
Hey, hello. I'm good. Hanging in there. How y'all feeling tonight?
Shoot, I am feeling good. Let's see who. Let me see if Moochie is back. Hey, Moochie.
I am back. What's up? Damn. What's up, everybody?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Rashandra. Hey, Savannah. Hey, DeMarcus, Derry. Shout out to everybody who is here ready to talk about this episode, y'all. So let's go ahead and just kind of get a vibe check first and foremost. How are you feeling about this episode this week, TAMEIKA?
Y'all know what I was here for. Y'all know what I was waiting for. Okay, Lynn Wakefield. That's what I was waiting for. I felt okay about it. Now I'm a little bit more intrigued, with some things. I thought it was okay. Definitely got hyped when I seen my girl though, because we was trying to figure out who she was gonna be, what she was gonna be doing. We got some answers with that. But now I'm even more intrigued, and I've never really been that intrigued about Rob and his backstory. But now I want to know more.
Exactly. I feel you on that. What about you, Moochie? How are you feeling about this week's episode?
I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. It has you where you're worried about some people and what's gonna happen with them. So I'm liking the build up. It's a good episode.
That's what's up. DeMarcus say this episode was a solid 7.5. I'm right there with you. 7.5, 8. I'm right up in there somewhere. I thought it was a pretty solid episode. I too was intrigued about this whole Rob backstory. We've had this character that really has been kind of mysterious, kind of just sitting in the cut somewhere, like way too chill. And we've kind of sort of like, okay, yeah, he's too chill. But at the same time, I don't think I ever really thought about where he really came from. But now I am very, very interested in this storyline. All right, ladies. So let's go ahead and start with a little bit of icebreaker to go ahead and get us going. Let me see what I got here. Got some slides somewhere. Okay, y'all. So let me pull these up. All right. So this is our first icebreaker. Will these two get together, y'all? What you think, TAMEIKA? You think these two gonna get together?
Yes, ma'am. They sure are. You seen the eyes? We saw it. I saw it. I ain't mad at it. They're gonna be right here.
Okay. What about you, Moochie? What you think about these two?
I see them getting together. Look, she been messing with all these old men, y'all. This is somebody like a little bit. You look, she done went from Q to Dusty Ronnie, from Dusty Ronnie to Judah. So she needs some, she needs some that young boy.
Here, why you say
he might be a little bit younger than her, but he a man though.
Right.
Okay, y'all. I'm just gonna say it was this voice though, y'all. This voice was just giving a lot. I don't know what it was with his voice. I was like,
so what? Can I help you to your car? Can I help you to your car? He'd be like, "Who, me? Yeah, you can help me to my car."
Yeah. I mean, okay. I'm just glad it just wasn't me because I was like, ooh, what's going on with the stuff? All right. Let's go to the comments real quick. Jamal was mad at Tracy, and this will be a huge issue for Duda probably. So,
Mhm.
yes, they will get together. Can I walk you to your car? Okay, Ellison.
Right.
You okay? Yeah. So let's go to the next one. Which one will get deleted? If you had to choose one of them, who is getting deleted, Moochie?
Mm, wow. You know what? We've been saying this since last year. I feel like it might be, as much as I don't want to say it, I feel like it is gonna be Papa. And I really don't want to say it, but it's like it's going in that direction. If you want me to give in what order, like what order I say first, or who I say should it be, like my choices with if it's all three of them, like
No, just
who
one of them. Just choose
the
one.
one with the most is Papa to me.
Okay, so
I
that's your
just see
high
it be a Papa right now.
Okay, cool. What about you, Tamika? Your highest percentage? Which one you think out of these three?
Initially I was thinking Papa, but I feel like after what we saw with, Mr. Pastor Stanley, Senior, and Zuda in that church, I feel like he just got bumped up. I don't know. I think things could be getting shaky for Papa. I mean, for the father.
Yeah, I don't know. There's there's the trailer out there where you see Kevin and his mom hugging, and then
Hmm.
there's the white with everybody out. There's this big, so it's somebody that people are gonna love, and all of these three people, in their own respect, people care about at this point. You know what I'm saying? So but the part with Kevin is the one that draws me in so much. Like
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah, and
know.
then we also see Lene being held too. So I don't know, y'all. I've kind of been jumping back and forth between
Me
them
too.
because one part of me feels like something happens to one person and then Bakari steps in because of it. I don't know how they're gonna play this out, but and
Yeah,
especially when we seen this dynamic with these three at the dinner table and the fact that his father was like my sons, like he's really included into the family now. So
yeah.
that definitely puts a different perspective there as well. Hey
Hey
Inga.
Inga. Hey
Mm.
Hi,
Inga.
Inga.
Inga, who you think is gonna be? Put it in the chat. Who you think is gonna be out of these three? Let me know what you thinking. I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, right?
All right, y'all. So let's go to the next one and see if Inga go put her answer in the chat. Let's see. I got one. No, I think that might have been it. Hold on. Let me see if it's. Oh, hold on. I can't click. Okay, there it goes. And this is the last one, y'all. This is couples therapy. Will these couples survive? First up, Emmett and Keisha. Do you think they gonna survive, Tamika?
I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Maybe because Miss Keisha all of a sudden, child, was like, put my name on the house too. Uh, I'm a little bit more inclined to believe that they will survive. They just gonna be having a rough patch. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Rashad and his girl, mm, they kind of low on the totem pole.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Tiff and Rob, I don't know.
Tamika say she's so like, I don't even know who gonna make it. Moochie, what you got?
Yeah,
Who you think on? You think what do you think about each of these couples? Who's surviving?
Out of all three of them,
Yeah,
I
just
feel
go each
like
one. If you think they're gonna
Tiff
survive or
and
not.
Emmett is gonna be all right. Rashad
Okay.
and Rashad and I forget Deja, that's her name, right?
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't I think this is like almost the beginning of the end with them too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like, he's getting frustrated with the whole job situation and he ready to walk on the wild side.
Yeah. Okay. And then what about Tiff and Rob?
Tiff and Rob, they're gonna be all right because they building a business together. I
Yeah.
see them being all right. They communicate together, but I think she's not gonna be ready to see. She's not gonna be ready to see the side that he shows her. She's gonna be shocked with it. I think she kind of felt he was kind of like that dude, because she sees it in him. But then when she sees him get into action, I think she's just gonna. I don't know what her reaction is gonna be. That's what I want to see.
Okay, that's what's up. So for me, I'm definitely going to say Keisha and Emmett, they're going to go through a rough patch, but they going to get through it. Keisha got her house, y'all. But but they gonna make it through it. Tiff and Rob, no doubt they gonna make it through it. I think this couple, like somebody in the chat said, is probably the strongest couple out of all of them. For whatever reason, they seem to communicate. That's one of their big strong suits. They pretty much enlighten each other on pretty much everything. So I think they'll be okay, but I don't know. I just don't see Deja and Shad making it. I don't know. Is it me? But does this couple feel kind of forced? I just don't see the connection between them like you do with some of the other couples. And that could just be me. I don't know. So I don't think they gonna make it. Let me see what this person said. Tiff, hey Tasha. Tiff might be the one who passes. Oh, hold on. Oh, whoa. Tiff might be the one who passes away because she is trying to get him to leave Duda to start their own business. Duda will find out because Rob was with Duda before. Okay. Oh man, that turned. I didn't see that. Okay, y'all. So let's go ahead and jump to the next thing. So we are going to, let me get this out of the way. Let me see if I can find my other screenshots, y'all. Oh, here they go. All right. So this is like our little main event where we're going to talk about each characters, and we're going to talk about all situations that kind of happen with the characters. So the ones that are on the screen will kind of just focus on them and pretty much what they were going through throughout the show. So Keisha and Emmett, we know that in this particular episode, their main thing was buying this house, and we saw Emmett almost teeter. He almost let Duda get in his head for like a whole second. But what did y'all think about just the idea of them buying this house together, what Keisha says, and just how all of this kind of transpired? Moochie, you go ahead and start.
To me, she's making a lot of sense because she's trying to make him realize you don't know what you're getting into with him. And she's really reluctant for them to agree on board to take this money from Duda. But then when she hears loves the house, she likes the way it looks, but she wants to be sure that this is going to be their house and no type of stipulations.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, Inga. Inga says that Emmett is stupid for getting into business with Duda, especially after what happened with Brandon. Yeah, it was a bad look for him. Tamika, what you think about the characters Keisha and Emmett on this episode? How did you feel about their storyline, what they were going through? Anything stand out in particular to you?
I like the beginning conversation where she just was letting him know, if you do this again, that's that, I'm out. And he like, really, you just would end it like that. I love the line. What did she say? This ain't an amusement park. I'm your woman. Because he was like, I missed when we, was having fun. Like we ain't doing no effing. What we doing is fighting. So I loved all that little part. But then, even though she has, in my opinion, been right with the majority of the stuff she's been saying to him, been on point. I don't understand why he haven't been more on point. The way she turned it around as soon as she got in that house and she liked it and was like, oh, we're going to let Duda know that this was a no. I'm like, Keisha, no, girl. Now you just putting yourself in this right along with him. And, let both our names be on the house. I'm like, y'all gonna owe Duda y'all blood in a minute. I don't know. I just did not think that was a good idea. But we already knew that, that's the way it was going to go. But I was like, all right, y'all. How much you owe Duda now? What is the total amount?
Child, like he owed Duda so much money. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. It's crazy. Like he just getting way in over his head, if you
Right.
ask me. And I'm like you. I thought that Keisha would have been the reasoning, like no, let's not take this long. But sometimes, the house was calling her. She wanted that space and she wanted to be out of that apartment. So it looks like they're willing to, you know, do some things that they probably shouldn't do in order to get
Yeah.
the things that they want. And
And
that's a
Emmett pissed me off that he was dismissive to Darnell when Darnell said that he would go with him. Make sure he not getting over. Remember, Darnell did purchase a house for his mother after they got married. He was saying
yeah.
how he had all the savings. So,
Mm-hmm.
Darnell knows some stuff too. And he's like, I keep saying it, instead of him confiding in his father with certain things. I know they had the rocky relationship in the beginning and all of that, but they've come together. And even Darnell was saying, got to make sure you got your good woman and you appreciating her and all of that kind of stuff to him. And then when he offers, it's like, no, Duda's taking me. I was just like, boy, I wanted to slap Emmett through that TV.
But you gotta look at it like this. Darnell, when he come to him for advice, he wasn't giving him good advice. Up until the
Hmm.
whole little cheating fiasco thing,
Yeah.
he wasn't giving him advice like a father. So this is
Hmm.
just why he's talking to Duda this way.
Hmm.
And he even knows that, I wasn't doing, I was a father, but not like a father as far as giving guidance and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that part too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, as far as these two are concerned, my thoughts are pretty much like you guys, like Tamika was saying. I thought Keisha would be the reasoning, but she wasn't. And it is what it is. At the end of the day, they got to travel down this road, and we got to see how it's going to end up, because I feel like this season is going to be really interesting. I honestly think that there's going to be some things that are going to happen that we're not going to see coming.
Hmm.
So I'm excited for that. So let's talk about the next team up, Tiff and Rob. So Tiff and Rob, we find them in a position where Tiff is going to her client's house, her old thing. We ain't even gonna talk about that. She going to her client's house. That's her client now. And there's
Hmm.
another guy there. There's Cairo is there, and Cairo has this smoke that apparently is really, really good. And it's Dante. Dante say this is the only stuff that he smoked. But Cairo is trying to put them on game. Like he's trying to put her on game. Like, look, you don't even know what's in the product that you're selling.
Hmm.
That's the problem right there. And this kind of gets her, her head kind of spinning a little bit. What did you guys think about the entire interaction? We can talk about everything as far as that is concerned, as far as when she goes to Rob to give him the smoke, and then when they go meet up with Cairo. We'll talk about Mama at the end.
Okay.
What you got, Tamika?
Yeah, I like this guy. Everything he was saying was true. He was breaking it down the right way to her. It was funny to me that Dante was kind of like, "Girl, your smoke is whack. Okay, this is really what I'll be smoking, but I just still support you and get from you because you cute. I like your butt. It ain't because of the smoke, but in terms of what the guy was saying, I just felt like he was being real. I thought it was interesting that she kind of was like, well, Dad, he's going to take me out of business. I'm not going to be able to have nothing. Then she started trying to think about him in terms of him possibly being a supplier for them. But he's like, no, I don't, that means that you're just working for me. If you really want to have your own thing, he basically gave them the blueprint of what they need to do to be able to get it. And then, of course, you had Rob saying, well, damn, I just made that new deal with Duda. Now, my biggest question is, I really want to know what was the percentage that Rob was getting from Q, because he makes it seem like getting 15% from Duda is supposed to be so much. So I was like, well, what was you getting from Q before? Like, I need to know the answers.
Exactly. That was, I was thinking the same thing. Like, oh my goodness, what could you have possibly been getting? What up, support gaming? Appreciate you, appreciate you. Everybody, make sure to hit the like button. if you can hit the like button on everyone's channels, that would be great. That definitely helps us out a lot. It pushes us up in the algorithm, so we can get out there a little bit further. As Moochie always say, what you say, Moochie? Go ahead and hit them with it.
Hit the like, hit the share. Put me up in that algorithm.
Ow. I love it. Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay, let's go take a look at the chat real quick, y'all. Let's see what we got because I know my girl Inga in the building. I already know when Inga in the building when I see them trash cans start flying. Tiff still seems like trash to me. I don't know. I got a soft spot for Tiff. I know everybody gives Tiff a hard time, but I got a soft spot for her. What up, Candy? Hey, boo. Hey, Tina. Tina says, I agree with Look at you, Inga, out here starting stuff, girl.
Throw them trash cans, y'all. Now let me stop.
Trash cans. Look, I see you. Let's see what Tasha had to say. I think OT came through. Went up to OT. Went up to VKJ in the building. Matthew came through. Tina. Hey guys, I'm gonna try to hit some of these comments because y'all know they be flying through. Okay. Tasha said that Tina. Oh, she's talking to Tina. Okay. Girl, I got these glasses on. Let's see what Matthew has to say. I know, right? We definitely had to do some voice acting. I'm gonna have to get her on one of my intros. I'm gonna need her voice.
Whose voice?
Yours.
Oh Lord.
I don't care nothing about Tiff. She's been nothing but a problem. Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord.
My goodness. Okay. Oh, hey, Rondi Love. Thank you for coming through. We appreciate you.
Yeah, okay, she might be getting ready to get Rob in trouble with this one. We'll see.
I don't know. Like, I felt like everybody was, gonna blame Tiff on this one. Like, I felt like she about to get some serious hate. Every season, it feels like Tiff do something that people go in on her. You got to go into some of these Facebook groups. Boy, I tell you, they be doing the business up in there. I love it. It's crazy. But I'm sure the person who plays this character also probably is just like, they be going in on me all the time. Okay, Tina said, I wanted to ride with Tiff because she loves the kids. However, she is trifling. Okay, y'all. So, Moochie, any further thoughts on Tiff and Rob and any of their storyline before we get to the end, before the very ending?
I thought this was a good look with them dealing with Cairo. And he seemed like a good dude because he's not asking for anything. They figured they was worried about how much they got to put out to give to him. And he just wants them to be in business for themselves. And this is a good look for them.
Yeah, for sure. I think that even though we know that that trying to move away from Duda is going to be an issue, at the end of the day, it's always going to be an issue because when you're in bed with Duda, there can't help but to be an issue. So whether they get out now or later, it's going to be an issue at some point. They cannot work for Duda forever. Otherwise, they're going to be under his forever. So that's why I personally didn't have a huge problem with Tiff being assertive, being like, look, go get this money because we need to get out from under this dude. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's going to be a tricky road. And I don't think she had any clue that his mom was a psycho, but it is what it is. We're gonna talk about the mom and what y'all think about her in just a moment, because I know y'all probably got some thoughts on that. Hold on, let me see what Inga say, because Inga, I love Inga comments. I wanted someone with okay. It wasn't making them choke, so I was
that's right. I know that's right, because they was like, it's so smooth,
right?
It's not even making you cough.
Exactly. Let's see what Renee had to say. Hey, Renee. okay, Duda is greedy, and it takes to bloodshed to get rid. Exactly, that's the only way Duda is gonna go anywhere. But y'all, this episode was, titled "Mo Duda, Mo Problems," and I think that was the theme throughout the entire episode. So let's talk about the man, the myth, the not so legend himself, Mr. Duda. I don't know. He might be legend after this, after all the havoc he done wreaked on the shy. What did y'all think about? There's going to be a moment where, well, Duda does a couple of things. For one thing, he takes Emmett, he goes to look at the house with him, and then he tries to push him to buy the house without speaking to Keisha, even though Keisha just gave this whole speech about not doing stuff without her, but he still tries to push him to do it. And then there's the situation with the Pastor Stanley. He goes to see him and, low key makes a threat. I don't even want to call it low key. I mean, he pretty much did it without using the threatening words per se. He just said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Sounded like a threat to me. And then there's the dynamic of Bakari and Duda. When we see Duda, most of the time, there are times when he's like really nice. He's trying to give all these life lessons, but he will turn on you real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like he will get in that ASS. What did y'all think about? You can talk about any of the scenarios that was going on. Just your whole thought process on Duda in this episode. Tamika, let's start with you.
Yeah, more Duda, more problems. I don't know. Duda is getting in. To me, he's piling up enemies. He's piling up people that should be scared of him, but he's also piling up people that's gonna be wanting to take him out too in this episode. Of course, with the Emmett thing, and you already mentioned how with them going to get the house, he was kind of like, wanting him to do it right then and there, and just tempting him, kind of being the devil child, what he is, offering like, "Oh, you don't got enough, I'm gonna give you the difference." And I'm like, I just, like I said, wanted to choke Emmett a couple times, but I know he's just wrapped up into this. And then he even mentioned something about them maybe being able to bring another Smokies to that area. He already mentioned Smokies in NYC, so he's just making it seem like you about to blow up. You're going to have business everywhere, money or everywhere. Don't worry about it. Don't be scared. Jump all in. And Emmett is just with it versus him going to Pastor, who seems to have learned his lesson now and don't want to be bothered. And that may cause him because he don't want to be bothered, So, and then you could see that Bakari was struggling with this because, like we said, Bakari's now kind of became part of the family. This is where he's staying at. And I didn't realize it when I watched it the first time because I thought I mistook it for him being mad that Bakari didn't stay in the car. But in all actuality, it was the opposite, where he was like, "Why didn't you come in?" And so he's like, "I live here, like." And he's like, "Well, you work for me. I don't care nothing about that." So you definitely see where Bakari's going to have to make a choice somewhere down the line. Is it going to be about this family that I got now, or is it going to be about Duda? So I don't know, y'all. I feel like we're going to have like, I don't know how many people watched Dallas back in the days. Was it Dallas? Well, Who Shot JR? We might have Who Shot.
We already again another Who Shot Duda.
It might be, child.
I hope not, because remember the last time we found out it was Brandon's mother, and I'm like, "Well, Dad, they need to just call her back and let her finish the job."
They may as well, because everybody's gonna be wanting this man. Like, how many people we got that's gonna want to take him out? It's gonna be it's something that's not even in this picture.
Inga, he can't get no forgiveness, Inga. Come on now. Bakari, they came a long way.
Yeah, y'all know that I really have not cared for Bakari at all, but I already saw since last season what they was trying to do with him. And you do have that side of him that's like where he's caring about, Papa and his dad. And you even seen that he looked a little like, like almost like he wanted to cry when Papa was saying my son and stuff like that. And then before that, you have Rashad and them trying to look out for him. But then the thing about it is he kind of want to play both worlds and have one foot in and one foot out. And that's where he's, messed up at. But I don't know.
Yep. And it's always the person that put one foot in, one foot out, get other people hurt.
That's true. That is
Yep,
very, very true. That is very true.
absolutely.
Tina says that her heart broke when they cut Ronnie's water off. Y'all know I always felt torn about Ronnie. But to me it's almost the same situation with Bakari and Ronnie because Ronnie took little man's,
Right.
unalived him. And then we went through that whole thing. And then, at some point you decided, oh, okay, I'm gonna forgive him. I'm letting,
Yeah,
we
because
go.
I was mad at Ronnie for doing that, but then it was like he was the one that saved, helped Keisha at the end of that whole mess that she went through. So that was kind
Mhm.
of his
Mm-hmm.
redemption.
His
And then it's
redemption.
like he gets redemption then for him to go that way. So is we
Yeah.
gonna get the same thing again with Bakari? Because there's a lot of recycling going on,
Mhm.
y'all.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it
you
sure
can see
is.
it. It's getting very obvious to say the least. But I still think that this has been a pretty solid season so far. With the first two episodes, like I'm thinking that it's even going to get even. I think it's gonna get hot, y'all. Like I really think this is gonna be a good solid season. So
Gonna
I don't
be
know, but
hot
yeah,
on the block.
you can definitely see these storylines being a little bit recycled. We
Mhm.
touched on this a little bit, but there is a lot more going on with Papa. We kind of talked about Bakari already a little bit, but with Papa, we've seen Papa grow up over these last 5 seasons because we're on season 6 now. We've seen Papa grow up, and we've seen that Papa has always been very he will speak his mind. He will say what he has to say. But now that he is kind of becoming into his own and becoming a man, I guess you'll say a young man, he has a lot to say to his father. I don't think he's ever forgiven his father for that whole situation prior to, and it's very apparent because he takes the time to throw it in his face all the time. And his father, this was probably one of the most touching moments, in my opinion, on this episode, when his father really lets it be known, like, I mean, basically, a saint is just a sinner who fell down, and then Bakari says amen. And I'm telling you something about this particular part right here. It just really spoke to your heart, especially when you see how Papa's father embraces Bakari. He's like, my sons, hopefully my sons will forgive me. And you can also see that the mom also has the same sentiment with Bakari. He truly has a family here. And I think you're right, Tamika. This is where he's going to have to make a choice. And therein lies the issue. Talk to me, Moochie. What you think?
I feel like with this whole scene, we see a side of Bakari. He's been wanting a family. So now we're gonna see, is he gonna fight to keep this family and fight to keep this family safe if he's gonna do all of that?
Mhm.
Because now he's in a rock and a hard place right now. Judith's barking on him, telling him, you were supposed to come in there with me. And he's torn right now.
Mhm.
So as far as him, their friendship, and I've always been worried about this since last season with Papa hanging around this kid. So
Mhm.
I'm just hoping nothing happens.
Yeah, for sure. Tamika, I want to take a different direction with you because there's also another thing that's going on with Papa in this particular episode. Papa has a love interest now, but the
Hmm.
problem is that the love interest is older. Now she's only 2 years older, and I say only because that's literally how much older she is 2 years. However, the problem is that he's 17 and she's 19, and we see the struggle in her. Like, we see there's this thing there. They're kind of shedding some light on something that I don't think a lot of people really take the time to think about when it comes to age differences in reverse. As far as male female, right? And when we're talking about a woman that's older than the guy. And I think this is very interesting. There's a part where she says, I won't go out with you until you turn 18. But clearly she likes Papa. What do you think about how they're introducing this storyline? What did you think about just this whole thing with these two?
I thought it was cool. Like when they kept saying he was gonna have an older woman, I mentioned this last week. I was glad that she's 19. I'm like, we ain't need nothing, no, 30s or no
Mhm.
crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't
Hmm.
think that was a big deal. I'll appreciate that they showing it from that aspect with her just saying like, we're gonna wait till you turn 18. and they have a lot in common, a lot more than him and Aisha did, with both of them being pre-K kids, and they can kind of, just in terms of how their parents treat them, things that they're allowed to watch and listen to, how maybe some of their friends have looked at them, they can kind of both be like, yeah, I went through that with my friends, I went through that with my family. Finally somebody that understands me with that part. And you just could tell that they like each other, because he was making sure, like, do you just like me as a friend? You trying to put me in the friend zone? And it's like, no, I like you. But I don't know, I felt like she had kind of a funny face when he got out the car. I wasn't too sure what that was about, what that look was about. But other
Yeah,
than, yeah, I wanted to know. But
me too.
he said he gonna be 18 in the summer, and they gonna be going to Red
Mm-hmm.
Lobster.
Mm-hmm.
I
Sure
took that
did.
face to mean I too I looked at that part maybe 2 3 times, just that particular part, because I kept trying to decipher this face, because there is a
Mhm.
very distinctive face. I think you can't really see the picture, but it's this picture right here on the edge. But there's a very distinctive face that she has when he gets out of the car. Now, and the first time I looked at it, I was like, is she up to something? Is like what is
Right.
this?
That's what I was
And
trying
then
to figure out.
and then the next time I looked at it, I was like, I don't think so. I think it has to do with the age. I think they're trying to show us something in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm glad too that she was only 19. I'm glad that she wasn't older than that. But I
Mhm.
think it has something to do with the fact of wanting to be with somebody, but yet there's this barrier that's keeping you, keeping
Right.
you from being with them. I think it had more to do with that, but I don't know. Let me see if anybody in the chat has any thoughts. While I'm looking in the chat, Moochie, what you think about
Yes.
that whole situation?
But as far as
The young lady
with
and
I'm sorry, say that again.
the young lady and Papa.
I think it's a good look for them because they relate so well to each other. And he always feels kind of like the awkward one, out of place with certain conversations. And he said that,
Mhm.
finally I get somebody who gets me, and I like her. I'm into her. And she seems like she's into me. So I'm like all for me. I want to see where this goes because she's checking him out. But now, let me ask y'all this: do y'all think she was put there strategically?
I don't know. That's what we were just saying. Like, we don't know if it was, if it's
Right.
if
Because
it's,
this is,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was gonna
No,
say this is just how Papa moves. Remember, he put that girl in Trig's presence, so they might be doing this with the son, where he's gonna try to get through him to get through the son because they're talking about that big church.
yeah. And then I thought about it's like in the church, and then the fact that Papa's father didn't like that. I was like, there's so many different angles with this one, y'all. To be
Mhm.
fair, I'm telling you, the I honestly cannot guess. You know how typically you
Mhm.
can kind of put together some things. It could go a couple of different ways with this one.
Right.
Matthew says, I don't know the age consent in Chicago, but she's apparently being responsible about her approach. Facts,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, because when I was
Something.
17, I dated a 19-year-old.
Look at
I'm
Tamika.
just saying. But I ain't
Tamika
have that
saying,
long. I had like 2 or 3 months before my 18th birthday, but I did. Shoot, I'm just saying.
which is interesting because typically that is how you see it. You always typically you see the girl being 17 and
Right.
a guy being older.
Mhm.
It's
Right.
very, I'm
Hmm.
not gonna say it's rare. I'm just saying from my experience,
Mhm.
I don't see that much of it in reverse. And I thought that maybe that's the story they were trying to tell, is, per se, but I don't
Right.
know. It's a
Mhm.
lot. When they threw in that whole he don't like the daddy don't like the
Right.
I was like, okay, I don't know.
Mhm.
Let me look at a few more comments. At first, I thought it was who is this? Tia. Hey, Tia. Tia, Miami. Okay. At first, I thought it was Papa because of the teddy bears on the gate and the signs. However, they claim he was on the first row on the stairs of the house, so I'm confused.
Yeah, at one point you do see him walking up, so that's what threw me off as well. And you see, I don't know.
You know how they be cutting stuff to confuse us.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why it's like right now I'm trying to see a little bit more before I continue to make predictions, but I'm gonna do some predictions. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up. All right, y'all. So there was, and I'll just touch on this real quick. There was a moment where Bakari actually tries to offer Shad money. We're about to talk about Shad here in just a second, and we can talk about that a little bit more. Did I talk about Shad? I feel like
that pissed
hold on.
me off.
Feel like I missed yeah, I'm missing a slide, but that's okay. We'll just
what
talk
pissed
about it.
you off, Tamika?
The Bakari and Sean. Not him paying for his food, but the fact that
But
he was
him saying I could get some work from you.
Yeah, I didn't like that because we already see where Shad is about to go. I just don't like this happening to Shad, period. I don't like that he's struggling. I mentioned last week with the whole, why Emmett doesn't have him work at one of these stores. You about to open up all these different stores. He could be a manager at one of them. Why,
Exactly.
Victor doesn't have him working with anything that with him being the councilman. It's kind of irking my nerves. And then I forgot about the fact that he wanted to open his own business. So when we talk about whether their relationship will work or not. I know he has this pride and he doesn't want to lean on her, but she literally was like, I'll give you the money. I'll loan you the money to help you get started. Like, why not take it? And if you want to really start this business, he's like, oh, you see how Emmett started mopping floors and now he has his own thing. And I get it, Shad, but I need you to, I'm just worried about Shad. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I
don't like
wholeheartedly
it at all.
100% agree with you. There are a couple of holes. Like you said, the one thing is that he just needs a job. It doesn't matter what your job is. Everybody done work at Smokies. Jimma done work at Smokies for crying out loud. They ain't doing no background checks. Come on now, Shad. You can go and work at Smokies easily. You just mentioned the fact that they are opening different locations, even though I still think that I don't know about the location,
Right.
but at that New York location. But if they do open another location, I'm just saying, like, is exactly like you're saying, there are options for him, but for whatever reason, I know that they're trying to take this story somewhere else. But realistically, if Emmett and Shad are friends, you help your friends. You know what I'm saying? If they are down, you help them. I mean, I don't care how much that job pays. He just need a job. And you're right. He should stop. I get it. He want to be a man, but at the same time, being a man also means that if you need help, sometimes it's okay to ask for it and to know that it's okay to accept this help. It just means that you're not going to continue to mooch off of somebody like that. But if you're just getting a loan and you're just getting help, then you're not mooching. You're just accepting help from a person that that you say that you love and that says loves you. Like, it's just that simple. But they want to take Shad down this path, and I don't like it. I don't. Moochie, you go ahead.
Yeah, I don't like that part. I don't like that they're trying to make him feel like he's at his wit's end where he has to do something this drastic.
Yeah. He's
And
tired.
there's so many other options. Your homeboy is a councilman now, so you can get a job.
Exactly. It looks like he's spiraling when he started hanging those clothes up in the 0 degree. Girl, child.
Yes.
We're about to talk about that, and let's go ahead and switch to that because I lost one of my slides, but y'all know how that go. So one of the slides was where we were going to talk about Trig, Shad, and Darnell. And so in this particular episode with Trig, I mean, honestly, we just see him becoming into this councilman. To be honest, y'all, Trig, I gotta stop calling him Trig. Victor is making a whole turnaround. You just kind of see this character completely different at this point. And then there's Darnell, who's going through something with his son. I mean, you can literally see the effects of you not being in his life coming back now, because he would rather take Duda's advice rather than take your advice, even though you just bought a whole house. And like you said earlier, but you still rather take his advice because to you, he's the epitome of what you're trying to be business wise. And Darnell is not. Yes, I love you, but yeah, I'm gonna go over here and rock with Duda instead of you. But that's because of you weren't in his life. And I'm not downing him for that. I'm just stating a fact.
Yeah. And I get that part too. And I still love that they've been able to come back together. And I love when, that they not like, sometimes guys, they want to be so hard or whatever.
Yeah.
And Darnell don't mind showing like a vulnerable side with him and admitting his mistakes. And he, always telling him, I love you. I love those little parts with them. But then it's like the other parts that's just like, But I get it. I definitely get it.
No, 100%, because that's the part that I love about it. I love that they are able to come back and they're able to mend this relationship and try to grow it. And that's fine. It's just with this thing, if they had a tighter, stronger relationship, I don't think Duda would have ever been able to do what he's doing. It's kind of where I was going with that one. And then last but not least, we talked about Shad. We're talking about Shad, and we're talking about Shad's trying to get back to life, trying to restart his life. He tries to open this vintage business, y'all. He's like, shoot, forget it. You got to start from somewhere. So he goes outside and starts hanging and stuff out there. Moochie, just talk about any of those characters, any of those storylines. Just drop us some knowledge on what you think about this particular episode as it relates to those guys.
As far as with the boy, with the younger men or the older men?
Shad, Trig, Darnell.
I feel like Darnell he's gonna try to get up with Emmett and let him know like this is not the right way to go with this. And as far as Trig is getting that whole mental illness thing together, which I like, and I want to see where it goes, and hopefully he will catch on and see, because he's so busy with his career right now. He don't see that his homeboy is really suffering right now. He's watching the progression of everybody's career, and he feels like, I'm not even, I'm already behind. And Deja explains it to him, you got a late start, so you can't blame yourself. But he is.
Absolutely. I agree with all of that. Deja will find out that Rashad slept with Tiara and break up with her. Oh yeah, that's coming out.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna come up.
That's coming out.
I was frustrated with Victor. I was glad for the mental health. Y'all know I'm always here for that. But I was frustrated with him. One, because your first day, he's telling you, what is your agenda? What do you plan on doing? You over here talking about something. Oh, I don't know. I didn't get that together yet. It's my first day. Let me get in my office and see. I said, Victor, you've been running all this time. You wasn't making no notes. You wasn't thinking about nothing you could be doing. And then, of course, we had to have a way for, Jamal to come back in and all of that. And I get it. And supposedly him seeing him and thinking about things is what gives him the idea for the mental health. But I was like, Victor, you had your own situation. You had Rashad right there in your face this whole time, struggling. Like, none of that was ringing bells to you. I know that's not the way they wrote it, but that's what I was saying to the TV. I was definitely getting frustrated, but I was happy that he came up with the idea nonetheless, because I'm like, that is important. Then I got kind of annoyed with Fatima for talking about what about everybody else, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah. I think I just kind of skipped over that particular part altogether, but that one particular conversation, because I was like, girl, bye. But I did want to touch on what you just said about Victor kind of irking you, because there was an irking moment for me too, and I don't know if you kind of felt this way too, but Victor, we call you Trig. Like, literally, we call you Trig for a reason. And the fact that you kind of threw this shade at Jamal when he comes in and asks you for your help, I was like, bruh, come on now. Like,
that part, yes. Don't forget how you started out in all of this. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I thought that was kind of annoying. And then I was like, okay. But he, later goes on to help him. And while we're talking about these two, because I think I lost my other slide. Y'all, I don't know what happened to these slides. I really don't.
Yeah, it be happening though.
Because I swear I loaded it. But there's going to be another part with Lene and her brother coming back together, because that's why he comes to visit him. But were you not like riding for Nina and Dre when they were like going in, like the way that they were protecting these kids in this episode? Child, I was like, okay, Shy, come through. But I love that particular part, and I loved her and her brother getting back together. Any thoughts on any of those two parts, ladies?
I like the fact that this is the actual time we actually see Nina do something right with kids. So I like that she was worried about her feelings, but I feel like Dre was more behind it, where she just was like, yeah, I agree too. So I like the fact that Victor didn't just take it upon himself to just set Lene and her brother up. He went and talked to Nina and Dre, and I like that.
That's what's up. All right, ladies. So we got one more for the main event, and then we're gonna move into the last segment. We gotta talk about Maisha, Gemma, and Kevin because something tells me that it's about to be some stuff with these right here. Did y'all see that look Gemma gave? Because Gemma be paying attention all the time.
Hmm.
So for the storyline with these guys, we're going to see that Maisha's going to get an opportunity to open for Sasha. You know, Sasha who was throwing the shade, but still she let us open and she paid. So we ain't gonna get on her too much. But Gemma was really
Right.
being a boss in this episode. Like she was really coming through. Like she knew what she was supposed to do. But then there's going to be a moment, you know, we got this Maisha and Kevin thing, and Kevin and Maisha seem to be reconnecting. Now, we all do have to remember that they were together first. And I know this is going to be a whole tricky situation when it come down to it, because Gemma and Kevin done been together. Then Jake and Gemma was together. Papa and Maisha was together. But before all of that, Kevin and Maisha had a little thing before Papa and Jake blew up his spot, because that was really, you know, why they kind of didn't work out. So let's talk about it. Tamika, what are your thoughts? Kevin, Maisha, Gemma, like all this whole situation.
I mean, listen, I really don't know why we had to put Kevin and Maisha together. I don't care for it, but we here. As far as Gemma, I think she does good as the manager. I was saying, I think last week, I don't even remember, or maybe it was the other day when I was doing my review, that I actually Gemma's not one of my favorite characters. She be doing the most sometimes. But when it comes to seeing how she works as a manager and like even helping with Jake with his business, she do seem like very smart, very business sense. Um, I think she needs to communicate a little bit better because, of course, we had that whole thing with the money flow thing going on. But I do think that that's a direction that she could go in that, she would do good in. And I did catch the look, and I'm like, girl, I know you ain't about to get mad, but I feel like she gonna be the first one to know about it, even though we swearing is a secret. I don't really see her having a reason to get mad. I more so see Papa having one. But at the end of the day, we human. We all got feelings, and we already know that she's definitely gonna be in some type of feelings. Where that's concerned.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's really all I could say where that's comes in there.
Absolutely. No, I completely wholeheartedly agree with you 100%. I don't see a reason for Gemma to be upset. However, I feel like this may bring a wedge between her and Maisha and the lack of
Hmm.
communication, because I feel like Gemma feels like she's entitled to not communicate fully.
Right.
And that as long as she's getting things done, she doesn't have to tell Maisha what's going on. But everybody knows that, business 101, artist 101, you need to know where your money going. You need to know what's happening on all ends. And Gemma is going to have to realize that and communicate better. And hopefully this won't come between the two of them. But Gemma can be a little shady sometimes, and you never know what she's going to do. Moochie, what are your thoughts?
With everything with Gemma, she has no right to say anything. Sit back, mind your business. Now, I hope she doesn't push up on Kevin now because you had your time.
Yeah.
No, leave this alone. Mind your business. I've seen her looking. I don't like the part about her. I mean, not for nothing. She did the whole thing as far as with her performance. She set up a rider for her, and Maisha don't know nothing about that. She made sure she was treated like an actual performer, where they
Mhm.
have the room ready for you. They have the little refreshments that you like. She had all of that set up. So she did do her little hustle to get that extra off the top.
Oh yeah, she
But I feel like
deserved
that
it.
should have been a conversation. That should have
Exactly.
been a conversation they should have had because she seemed like she was backdooring her, but she really wasn't.
Yeah, she really
But
was.
and from this point on, they should have conversations like that before anything gets started.
Yeah, and
Like,
she
this is what I did. I did X, Y, Z. You're gonna be getting this, and this is my cut.
Yeah, absolutely. And because I think that, Maisha doesn't understand the entire business, and Jim is kind of just, you can tell that she's been studying. You can tell that she's definitely been studying the craft and figuring it out. And for that, I
Mm-hmm.
commend her for, and I think she absolutely deserves a percentage, because she did all of that work. But all it takes is a conversation to let Maisha know what she did. Like, she didn't know that she was up, because they show us the scene with her being up, her getting all these logistics together. That's just a conversation, and boom, it's over with. So,
Right.
simple, easy peasy. I'm with Candy Love on this one. They ain't really got to spin the block. Like, we don't need to do that over and over again. We do not need to bring them back together. But like Tamika said, we're here now. I don't really have a problem with them being together. I just think, once again, conversations, all they got to do is tell Papa, hey, Papa, we gonna try this again, and that's it. Like, period. You ain't gotta
Yeah,
ask
I didn't get like that. Oh, don't tell Papa. Then he like, I don't plan on telling anybody.
But
Like,
I feel like he said the right thing though to me. I don't plan on telling anybody because I don't know what it is we're doing right now. They haven't even put anything on it.
Yeah, they don't have a label on it, but you just know
yeah,
how
they
things
don't have a
how
label.
things
Yeah,
pop
we
up.
know where it's going.
Yeah, things pop up, and then here we go. Because look at with Jake and Gemma, they was in the doggone hallway, and Kevin found his
hmm
way around there. And child, Lord have mercy, we just need to let these kids finally come back together and be good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, y'all. So that was pretty much the episode. So that was the main part. We just have one last thing, guys. This was something. Hold on, that's not that one. So this was something that new that I am doing. It's called So You Think You're a TV Junkie. This is the shy edition. I have 5 questions for you ladies, and I just want to see if you can answer them. Typically, I would have read them. I would have did the whole video thing like I did last time, but time did not permit. So I am going to read them myself this time. So the first question is a multiple choice throwback question, and it is, what is one of Emmett's baby's mama's name? A, Naya, B, Tierra, C, Shay, or D, Shannon?
See?
This is definitely throwback. Let me see. Hold on, let me see. I don't want to see them spend a blackie and recycling relationships, right? Kevin don't have a label yet for him and Maisha. I don't want Papa feelings to get hurt, nor that's Maisha. Yeah, that is very true. Yes, you are right. It is Shay. This was his baby mama from, wait, well, I mean, still baby mama, but this is one of the baby mamas. This was Devontae's mom. I'm pretty sure y'all hear Devontae's name is the main one they always call all the time, little Devontae. All right,
Mm-hmm.
next question. Name the phrase that was said 2 times in this episode. The hint is Duda said it to Emmett first, and I played it on the intro.
Oh,
Um,
you should always accept a gift, something like that. It's a gift.
That's close enough for me.
yeah, you never turn down a
You
gift.
never turn down a gift.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you can say them
And
out
I've been
loud.
writing it in the chat.
No. I want y'all to say
Okay.
them out loud. Okay, and then the next one is Jim. How much was Jim a cut of the money that Maisha made? Was it A 200, B 250, C 100, or D 300?
A.
Yep. 8
That
is
means
Yeah, okay. I wrote that
Maisha made
down.
$2,000 that night. Go, Maisha.
Yeah.
I see you, girl. I said, "Oh, Maisha made a 2K. Go, girl. I ain't mad at you."
Right.
I mean, she took a couple a little off the top
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because
not too
she
much.
she
True,
only ended up with 18.
yeah,
So
Right.
and that's still a good
That
cut.
still wasn't bad
yeah.
for 15 minutes, too.
Ooh,
But you
10
got to keep in
minutes.
mind,
Oh,
remember,
10 minutes, yeah.
Maisha is basically, you know how she's like helping her mom. They
Yes,
always have
yes,
financial
yes,
problems.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, ladies. True or false? Tracy deleted Duda's number from her phone.
No. False.
No,
She
Okay.
just blocked
false.
it. We saw you,
Yeah,
Tracy.
yeah. She just blocked it.
All right, y'all. Now, last but not least, this one right here is, I always try to make the last ones kind of harder, but I want to know how close y'all watched. Name 4 things that was on Shad's throwback vintage yard sale business. Like,
Okay,
I
he had
don't
a two
know.
way. He had a two
okay.
way. He
He
had
did.
some throwback jerseys,
Yep.
and
I know
he
I
had a
seen
hot. He
record.
had yeah. He had records,
Yep. What else he have? It was a
and
lot of stuff.
he had a crate of something. He had a
Ooh,
crate of
them records.
damn. Yeah.
Let's see if anybody in the chat. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Baseball jerseys, 2-way records. Yep. Let's see. Jerseys. Y'all gotta give them one more. Somebody said
Was
that.
he selling the chair? I thought that was for him to
Oh, he
sit
had a
in.
VCR out there,
That was
yo.
it. In. That was
Oh.
He had a VCR and a boombox.
yes, that's exactly what he had. He had a boombox. You can see the picture a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Yeah.
Nintendo. He had a Nintendo. There's a camera there. I mean, there's a
How you
boombox
got
that
this
can
old
give you the
school
records.
lunchbox there? Where you
Yep, the
going with that?
lunchbox. Y'all, Sean said he was gonna sell this stuff. Now, come on now.
Mm-mm.
I tried to
He
get a
had
little closer to it.
cartridges too.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I said, okay, Sean, I see you.
Oh,
But
what's
anyway,
up? You got Big Mike from that was on BMF. He said he want to play.
that's what's up. That's what's up. Listen, come through
Oh,
Hey.
next time. You can play for sure. For sure. But
mhm.
ladies, so this has been our show for tonight, y'all. So we have talked about the shy. This episode was really good. I want to get some final thoughts on the episode from you ladies. Some final things you want to take into the next episode. If there's anything you foresee or just whatever you got to say. Moochie, go ahead and start with you.
um, we're gonna see Rob change. We're gonna see a different side of Rob. Everybody's and people's really saying like he's soft and stuff like that. Watch, y'all gonna see a new side of him. And I've been waiting for this since last season because we thought it was gonna rear its head with Tiffany. So yeah, we're gonna see that side of Rob. He gonna be that dude.
That's what's up. Thanks, DeMarcus. Appreciate you. Yeah, that's for sure. I feel like we are going to see something with Rob for sure. I think we're going to see a totally different person. I think they have let him be, that they have created him the way that he is so that they could make this change. And so that, so I'm interested to see. Tamika, what you got?
Yeah, I want to know more about the backstory. I want to know what was going down. Because, like I said, once my girl came down the steps, I was like, okay, she ride mama. Okay, Quincy sister, let's get
Oh,
into it.
how did I forget to talk about that, y'all? Because my slides was missing. We got one more minute,
Hmm.
y'all. We got 2 minutes. We got to talk about this. Rob's mom, Lynn Whitfield, right? Played by Lynn
Mm-hmm.
Whitfield, been trying to figure out what in the world she was going to do, who she was going to be. Turns out she's Rob's mama, y'all. And turns out she wants Rob to unalive the person who did this to her brother. Like, let's talk about that for a few minutes, y'all. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about this for a few minutes, and I promise y'all we're going to wrap this up. Tamika, let's talk about that. Thank you, girl. My
Man,
slides.
I was so hyped when I seen her. I know my neighbors was like, "Girl, it's 1 o'clock in the morning," because I didn't start watching the episode too late. When she came down them stairs, I was like, "Yes, I'm in." But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just hearing her say, "Look, Quincy was my brother. You ain't gonna throw him out like no trash, and we ain't gonna, find out what's going on." And saying how he took care of her, even though he was her brother, he was more like a father. She like, you wouldn't have had the education, this house, the privileged life if it wasn't for him. So I'm like, well, wait a minute, because all we, seen from Rob or would hear him say is like, I don't mess with my family like that. They toxic. So we know it's a strained relationship, and then even when Tiff was like, well, you got money, and it's like, no, I don't have money. My mother got money. This is her house and things of that nature. It was like, I didn't know all of that about Rob. So, but I definitely became more intrigued once we seen that, Alicia, okay, was in the building, and she said, nah, you going, then he like, I'm not a detective. I laughed at that. But when he asked for the 50 racks, and she was like, all right, I'll give it to you, but find out what happened to my brother. Then of course, once he said, nah, then you're gonna have to give me 100. And she came up close and was like, you're gonna have to do more than that. I was like, all right, mama, what we doing? Now I want to know more of her story. And I know we probably not gonna get it, but it's like I'm just intrigued with that whole dynamic. And I feel like Rob already have a pretty good idea. I don't think he have to be that much of a detective to figure it out. But what's really gonna happen? Like, is mama about to come through, or is Rob gonna be able to step up? So this is all interesting to me as far as that part go. I was
Absolutely.
definitely here for it.
Okay, same, absolutely here for it. Moochie Lynn Whitfield on this character that she's playing, Alicia, Rob's mom, her asking her son to unalive, the person who did this for 100 bands. Rob put his foot in his mouth. Let's just keep it real, y'all. Like Rob could have stayed at the
Is
50K
he
and
gonna
just
be
paid with
mad
the
at
name.
Tiffany about this though?
Shoot, I'm not mad
Mm-mm.
at
Is he gonna be
Tiffany
mad at
about it.
Tiff?
I'm
Because
is
not mad
everybody's
he
like,
is he gonna be mad at her?
yeah, like I'm saying, is he gonna be mad at Tiff?
I
Because
don't
like if
think
I
so.
didn't, I don't think he is. I feel like
I don't
he
think he
kind of
is.
knows who did it. He kind of
Hmm.
knows who did it, but he's gonna strategize how he does it.
Yeah. Do you think he gonna tell Tiffany that he got 100 racks, or you think he gonna keep some of them racks with?
I think he gonna tell her.
Um,
I think they got that relationship where he gonna tell her, but I don't know if he gonna come out and tell her what he gotta do though for the
Right,
mm-hmm.
the
right, right,
direct.
right,
I
right.
think that's the part that he gonna keep. I really,
Nah,
really
he's not
do.
gonna tell her that.
Mm-hmm.
That part ain't coming out. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see what she said. Rob gonna be put in a compromised position with Duda, and Lynn gonna come through. She might.
Hey,
I'm just
look,
saying.
I can see
She
that too.
she was given a thin line between love and hate
Yes.
on this one, y'all. Like really, when I saw that, I said, "Ooh, ooh, ooh!" Like I said, "Oh,
Mhm.
we about to get in now." She was giving
Oh
that.
yeah,
You know
definitely.
what I'm saying? I was
Mhm.
like, whoa, okay, I see you. So, I'm
Yes.
here for it. I'm excited about it. Let me go to the chat real quick. Oh, you know what? Before I go to the chat, to shout everybody out, Tamika, what you got coming up on your channel, sweetie?
What do I have coming up? Wednesday is the Sisters movie review. It will be after, EJ's live, and then I'll let her tell y'all about. And then Thursday is our third, movie night with the ladies. We're gonna be talking about New Edition. Okay, y'all can see girl. So y'all come on through and rock with us. Then of course I'll have my recaps for all the Queen's Men, The Shy, and Love During Lockup. It'll start all over again. And turn y'all notifications on.
That's what's up, Moochie. What you got going on, boo?
What I got going on, please be stay tuned. I got a couple of theory videos coming out. I will be doing Winning Time. I'm also doing another show, and please stay tuned for Friday where we do trending topics.
Hey,
Thank you.
y'all gonna talk about that Michael Orr thing? What y'all gonna talk about?
I mean, I think we discussed that before on when I did Hidden Gems. I remember talking about that.
Mm,
That whole thing. He's been mad about that.
yeah, but he
He's
just
been
found
upset
out about
about that.
he just found out about
About what?
the conservatorship. He didn't know it was a conservatorship. He thought he was actually adopted, and turns out it was actually a conservatorship. So that take it to a whole nother level. So I'm
Yeah,
interested.
because so that means they was getting money for this kid for
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
So this is going to be interesting. So I don't know. I'll be tuning in. That's for sure for the
I
trending
sound
topic.
exhausted. I just been doing a lot this weekend. Excuse me.
Moochie been living her best life, y'all. She coming down, but she here. All right, y'all. So let me shout
Yeah,
out
it's
the chat,
summertime.
guys.
I went away. I mean, I have like I did some things, y'all.
Did some big stuff out here living her best life. She outside. All right, y'all. Definitely want to thank everybody for coming through. We appreciate y'all as always for coming through and talking with us and hanging out with us. Rashonda came through, Savannah came through, Derry came through, DeMarcus, as always. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Cool Gamer came through. LSW was in the building. Our girl Inga was in the building. Inga, we got to get you up here on one of these movie night with the ladies with us for sure.
She
Tasha was
probably gonna come for New Edition if she can.
for sure. We need you to come through. Shoni was in the building. Tasha was in the building. Daria, hey girl, hey, she was in the building. Let's see who else was in the building. Yeah, it was a lot of people in the building today.
Yeah.
Mr. Jones was in the building. I think OT came through. VKJ came through. Let's see who else is up in here. Candy Love, my girl. What up? What up? Was in the building. Matthew was in the building. Bonnie Love was in the building. Tina was in the building. Renee was in the building. Thank you guys so much for coming through. We appreciate each and every one of you. If I missed anybody's name, I don't have my glasses on, so your girl tries. But I thank everybody who participated in the conversation. And guys, we'll be doing this again next week as usual on my channel. Of course, I'm going to keep dropping all the Queen's Men's content. We're also going to be doing our Power Force on tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, Wednesday.
Isn't it my turn with Deshaun next week?
Yes, you're on next week for the Shy. So I'll be doing Power Force rewatch, Candy Love. Hopefully, Tamika, if you can come through, definitely come through. But we'll be doing that. And of course, movie night with the ladies, we'll be doing that. Also, like Tamika said, we'll be doing the Sisters review. So definitely come and hang out with us even more. We love having you guys. But we will catch you guys on the next one. Until next time, peace.
All right, y'all.